2019 Christmas Drone Buyer's Guide, $500 to $1,000. Got that coming up next. The other night, Marcus Crawford, Ron Braun, and I hosted Rotor Talk Live. The subject of the evening was the 2019 Christmas Drone Buyer's Guide. Today, we're going to specifically look at drones from $500 to $1,000. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and roll that clip. Well, we're going to break the $500 barrier here. And I know this drone is near and dear to both Ron and Marcus's heart. We're talking about the Parent Anafi. Now, currently it shows at $599 on Amazon. And I know Ethan Mitchell just said, you know, you can get good deals for refurbished ones too. So be on the lookout. And again, these prices that I'm telling that we're talking about, you know, like both Ron and Marcus have said, it's like the stock market. They're going to change, especially now at this time of season. You know, I've had a chance, and I'll go first here because I'll probably talk the least about the Anafi. Is I actually had a chance to fly it, and I actually had a pretty good chance with our good friend Rick Smith when he was in town once. And, you know, some of the things I didn't get a chance to see the footage, obviously, because it was his. But one of the things that really impressed me was just the simple act of flying this drone. It could not have been any easier, you know, and the responsiveness of this drone was fantastic. It was quiet. It was nimble. It was quick. You know, I just in the FPV view was fantastic. The app was easy to follow and easy to understand. And, you know, and I kept saying something at the time like, boy, I wish DJI would come out with an easier app. Okay. And that's going back to the Mavic Mini. They did come out with an easier app. So my experience with the Anafi is fantastic. It's a drone I would recommend just from my time flying it, even though I didn't record any video. I just think it's a great drone. I think it's easy to use. I think it's a lot of fun. Marcus or Ron, your thoughts?
Ron, go ahead.
Thank you, Marcus. Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about the Anafi. Bill, you talked about the app. I mean, the app is, you know, on par with the DJI Go 4 app. I mean, people may, you know, they may love the Go 4 app, but the Parent Anafi app lacks nothing or whatever. And I think I like the menu system better. You don't have to dig down as many levels on the Anafi app to get to some of the features that you want. Again, personal opinion, it's all what you like in the interface, but everything's on the app. You're not missing anything off the app. And this is kind of like the pre-mini in the fact that a lot of people said it didn't have, you know, what do they call it? Build quality. It didn't have the build quality of the other drones or whatever, which is also complaining against the Mini. And the propellers are almost a little bit bigger, but they're almost the same style, the way they screw and it kind of flops around, and it doesn't feel as rigid as other DJI type drones. And not even as much. Somebody put a comment on my recent video about the Spark. Even the Spark is small. It was built like a tank, where the Anafi and the Mini are. But I mean, I'm giving you that. And a lot of people didn't like the fact that the memory card is in like kind of a little like cell phone holder thing from 1999 or whatever. But on the plus is the camera. This is 100 bit rate, just like the Fimi X8. So you're going to get, and it has a log profile, P-log, just like the X8. So you're going to get a video with a lot more information and a lot more flexibility to edit in a high-end editing program like your Premiere Pro and your Final Cut Pro, and there's many other good ones out there too. So and the camera quality, the video quality is HDR, and you has all the manual settings in the world. And I just can't say good enough things. Like Bill said, it flies great. I mean, the Mini flies really good, but this flies really good also. So it flies better than the Xeno. The battery life, Ken Donovan was saying this morning, or in his most recent video, he's saying he gets about 17 minutes of actual flight time. I concur. I get anywhere from 17 to 19 minutes of actual flight time. So I can't say enough. If you know, of all, you know, for $599, Marcus and I got a good deal on a refurb, but $599 is still a solid price for this drone, even say a year and a half after it came out. But I've talked too much, so I'm going to throw it to Marcus.
Okay, Ron. Thank you, sir. So Ron pretty much covered 90% of what I would say. Hey, the only other thing that I'm going to add to that, Ron, is I'm trying to remember what they call it in the app. Is it FPV mode or what's the one?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
it's like airplane mode. If you haven't flown your Anafi in that mode yet, you owe it to yourself to do it. It's really fun.
Yeah, given the full story that Nafi released a new drone at the end of summer, like the end of August, beginning of September, but they gave the older Nafi all the firmware. They say has almost like 99% of the capabilities of the newer model or whatever.
That's correct. So
Yeah.
Ethan Mitchell said it best in the chat here. It surpasses in the Anafi app in features, surpasses what even like the Mavic 2 Pro gives us. I'm going to go to the only downside that I have with the Anafi. In fact, if I had to pick one drone that I could only have one drone, the Anafi would be one of those that's right up there in the choices. But the downside to it is the Wi-Fi connection, or better said is probably the FPV connection. So often you can still have control of the drone, but you lose FPV. I've had it's subject to Wi-Fi interference is a better way to describe it. So if you're in an urban area, you're going to run into that stuff. Now, if you're out in the country, man, I've had that thing out a couple of kilometers and it's perfect. It's just fine. But the features of that drone, the things like the dolly zoom effect and all the reveal, it'll do you can automate where it'll do a reveal for you automatically. It has digital zoom on it. I'm not like Ethan and Ron. I'm not the greatest photographer in the world, but those kind of automated features really help a guy like me get a decent shot. So can't say enough good about that. So if you've got enough, let me say, if you've got more money than just buying like the Mavic Mini, but you don't have, the $1,200 or $1,400 to buy a Mavic 2, that Anafi is probably the best choice. I'm going to just say it straight out.
So I think we all concur it's a win.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to move on here to the only other. Now after this one, we're going to hit the above $1,000 plateau as far as drones are concerned. The DJI Mavic Air. Currently, it's $919 at DJI.com. I did see it for $799 on Amazon. I'm not sure what all is with that.
I think it was on a Black Friday. I think it was on a Black Friday sale for a while, Bill, but now I think it's back to regular price.
I think you're right, Ron. Let me give you, I'll go first here. I did have some time with the Mavic Air, courtesy of Florida Drone Supply. I had it for a couple of weeks. I put it through its paces. The first thing everybody's going to say about this, it's loud. Yes, it is a loud drone, okay? And, those master screw propellers have made a big difference with this as far as the noise is concerned. But putting the noise aside on the Mavic Air, I didn't experience any of the issues that a lot of other people experienced. One of them was, the Wi-Fi and FPV signal. I'm in a heavy urban area here. I mean, I'm with a lot of houses and a lot of, electronics going on, and I really didn't have any issues with that. It was very easy to fly. The one thing that really kind of stood out to me, it was fast. I mean, it was like very, very fast. And now that's before I had the Mavic 2 Pro, and it really kind of jumped out at me. The video quality was excellent. Still photography was great. The quick shots worked perfectly. There wasn't any issues with that. The return to home, precision landing with that was spot on. Didn't have any kind of issues with that. My whole thing about my experience with that was, I like the size of it. I like the portability of it. It was that darn noise from those ESCs. I mean, and the rotors. I mean, that just, and I know Rick Smith did an in-depth thing on the noise on the Mavic Air and why it's like that is. and definitely want to check that video out. But for me, it's a win. But okay, I think there's probably going to be a Mavic Air 2 around the corner, probably in 2020 sometime. So, gentlemen, your thoughts?
Hey, Ron, I'll go first, and I'll let you have the final word. So I owned the Mavic Air for a while. I had it actually in between the original Mavic and the Mavic 2, and I liked it. It was a feature-rich, nice drone. Like you, Bill, I didn't have a lot of Wi-Fi problems with it that I know a lot of people have said they have, and I believe them. I'm just saying I didn't have those issues. But the sound, like you said, was annoying as heck. But what I'm going to say is the problem with the Mavic Air now is it's a tweener. The price point is high enough that it's not that much of a step up to the Mavic 2, which is a far superior product. And then if you want the same features that the Mavic Air provides, you can buy an Anafi much cheaper. And the Anafi probably does some things better than the Mavic Air. So the Mavic Air is a good product. I just think at its price point, it's not a great value. Ron.
Marcus stole my thunder here. That's perfect mindset. Like if I was shopping today and I saw that $919 price, and I think this morning I still saw somebody had the Mavic 2 Pro for $1379. I'm going to come up with that extra $400 and get the Mavic 2 Pro every time, right, Marcus? Like you said, the tweeter factor, whatever, you know.
No doubt about it. Or like Ethan said, the Evo, the Autel Evo.
Right, for just what? Well, actually, I saw the Evo. Somebody had the Evo on coupon for $929 today. So for the Evo, you get, you don't have the you don't deal with the kind of like the flaky Wi-Fi FPV that you guys didn't get, but some people do, whatever. Yeah, if I wanted a Wi-Fi, a top level Wi-Fi drone with a good camera, I would just save the money and get the Anafi for $599.
Hey, let me throw this at you guys. So we've established that the Mavic Air is a good product. It's just price. So if it was at $599, boy, we'd all be screaming about what a great deal it is. But at $919, yeah.
Yeah, even if it was at even if it was $799, then it's sort of pushed back to the middle again or whatever. Maybe it was even $699, it would be the one to get. Or how about Marcus, when it was $529 last summer at what store was it? Target.
It was at Target, yeah. And I looked all over and never found one.
Then it's definitely a good buy.
Yeah.
Question of the day: which of these drones, from $500 to $1,000, is on your Christmas list? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like the content from today's video, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and tell others about the channel. Also, be sure to check out my Facebook page, where I do post daily updates regarding the drone and drone industry and anything DJI, Autel, or Parrot related. Also, be sure to check out my Twitter account, where I do post daily updates, and Instagram as well. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.